It might surprise you to hear this, but some of the vegetables you eat every day could be silently working against your health. They're colorful, familiar, even praised by many nutritionists. But hidden beneath that healthy appearance is a danger most seniors are never warned about. According to research published in the Journal of Gerontology, certain vegetables, yes, vegetables, can speed up cognitive decline, reduce circulation to your legs and feet, and even increase your risk of falling. And here's the real shocker. Many of these are vegetables you've likely trusted for years. You might be thinking, but vegetables are supposed to be healthy. And that's true, but only if you're eating the right ones. After the age of 60, your body changes. Your digestion, your circulation, your muscle mass, your immune system. They all become more sensitive to what you put on your plate. In this video, I'll walk you through 3 vegetables you should eat every single day to stay mentally sharp, physically steady, and independent for as long as possible. And 3 vegetables you must avoid, no matter how common they are in your kitchen, because they quietly inflame your joints, weaken your legs, and disrupt the very balance you rely on to stay upright. These insights aren't guesses. They're backed by long-term studies involving thousands of seniors. And by the end of this video, you'll know how to make smarter, safer food choices that support your freedom, your strength, and your clarity of mind. So stay with me until the end. Because one of these vegetables, the one most people believe is perfectly healthy, might be sabotaging your legs, your balance, and your confidence every time you eat it. Let's begin with one of the most underrated yet powerful allies in the fight against aging: broccoli. It may look simple, just a green floret sitting quietly on your plate. But inside each bite of broccoli is a concentrated defense system, designed by nature itself to help the human body endure the test of time. For seniors, especially those over 65, broccoli is more than just a healthy food. It's a form of internal protection. One of broccoli's most potent gifts is a compound called sulforaphane. This natural phytochemical has been extensively studied for its anti-inflammatory properties. You see, chronic inflammation is one of the silent killers of aging. It doesn't always announce itself with pain or swelling. Sometimes it works quietly, damaging blood vessels, wearing down joints, eroding muscle tissue, and even slowing down brain function. Over time, this slow burn robs people of their strength, stability, and independence. But sulforaphane helps counteract that. It activates powerful internal detoxification pathways, flushing out harmful substances that accumulate with age. Think of it as a gentle cleansing fire, clearing out what no longer serves the body and reinforcing what does. And that's just the beginning. Broccoli is also rich in vitamin K, calcium, and a broad spectrum of antioxidants, a trio of nutrients essential for maintaining bone strength and cardiovascular health in later life. As we age, bones naturally lose density. Even small fractures can lead to major mobility issues. But diets high in vitamin K and calcium have been shown to help preserve skeletal integrity, reducing the risk of dangerous falls. And falls matter. In fact, they're the leading cause of fatal injury among adults over 65. Now let's talk about something most people overlook: the legs. Yes, your legs. These pillars that carry you through life are highly sensitive to inflammation and poor circulation. Sulforaphane has been shown to improve peripheral blood flow, ensuring that your legs, ankles, and feet stay nourished and responsive. That means fewer balance issues, better coordination, and a reduced risk of diabetic complications like neuropathy. Imagine waking up and walking across the room without hesitation, with strength in your stride and confidence in every step. That's the quiet promise inside each forkful of broccoli. But here's something many people get wrong: the way they cook it. Broccoli's superpowers are fragile. Boil it too long, and you destroy much of the sulforaphane that makes it so beneficial. Instead, steam it gently for just 3 to 4 minutes, until it's bright green, tender yet still slightly crisp. This preserves not only its nutrients, but also its ability to be digested more easily by aging stomachs. You want your broccoli to look alive on the plate, not soggy, gray, or mushy. When prepared correctly, it becomes more than a side dish. It becomes a daily act of self-respect. And that's the bigger message here. For seniors, especially those facing stiffness in the knees, slower reflexes, or even mild memory fog, broccoli is not just a vegetable. It is a vote for vitality. Every day you choose broccoli, you're telling your body, I'm not giving up. I'm reinforcing my health. I'm investing in tomorrow. It's easy to underestimate something so ordinary. But in aging, it's often the quiet, consistent choices, the ones you make without fanfare, that shape the quality of your later years. So, the next time you prepare a meal, consider adding a serving of steamed broccoli. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about giving your body what it needs, not just what it's used to. Because food is not just fuel. For someone over 65, food is medicine. And broccoli, in its humble green simplicity, may be one of the most potent medicines of all. If broccoli is nature's armor, then spinach is nature's brain tonic. A leafy green that quietly fuels the two most precious assets in aging: mental clarity and muscle vitality. Many people look at spinach and see nothing more than a salad filler, a mild-flavored vegetable that disappears into stir-fries or smoothies. But for seniors, spinach deserves far more attention and respect. It's not flashy. It doesn't scream for your attention. But inside its soft green leaves is a powerful blend of nutrients that can change the way you think, feel, and move as you age. Let's start with what makes spinach special: natural nitrates. These compounds are not harmful like processed nitrates found in bacon or hot dogs. Quite the opposite. Natural nitrates in spinach help relax blood vessels and improve circulation throughout the entire body, especially to the muscles and brain. Why does this matter? Because as we age, our circulatory system becomes less efficient. Blood doesn't flow as easily. Muscles receive less oxygen. The brain doesn't get the nutrients it once did. And this leads to what many seniors describe as mental fog, slower reflexes, or muscle fatigue. But when you eat spinach regularly, its nitrates enhance vascular flexibility, helping your arteries expand and contract more easily. This means more oxygen to your brain, better endurance in your legs, and sharper thinking throughout the day. And that's not all. Spinach is also rich in lutein and folate, two compounds with a growing body of research behind them. Lutein, often associated with eye health, also accumulates in areas of the brain responsible for memory and processing speed. Studies show that older adults with higher lutein levels perform better on cognitive tests and show slower rates of mental decline. Folate, meanwhile, is essential for producing neurotransmitters, the chemicals your brain uses to communicate. Low folate levels have been linked to confusion, depression, and even a greater risk of dementia. Fortunately, just 1 or 2 servings of spinach a day can help support mood, memory, and mental clarity. But spinach's impact isn't limited to the brain. It also protects your legs and muscles, helping you stay physically independent. Good circulation means better muscle response. It means fewer cramps, less heaviness in your legs, and more stability when walking. It also means your muscles recover faster, allowing you to stay active and mobile longer. And for many seniors, that mobility is everything. There's one more benefit worth mentioning, one that most people don't realize until it's too late: eye protection. Spinach contains 2 powerful antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin, that concentrate in the eye's macula, the part responsible for central vision. These compounds act like natural sunglasses, filtering harmful blue light and reducing the risk of age-related macular degeneration, AMD, the leading cause of blindness in seniors. Maintaining vision is about far more than reading or watching television. It means identifying faces, moving safely through your environment, and driving without fear. It's your independence, and spinach helps protect it. Now, just like with broccoli, how you prepare spinach matters. Boiling it for long periods can strip away key nutrients. Instead, try lightly sautéing it with olive oil or blending it into smoothies. You can even enjoy it raw in salads, though some people with sensitive digestion might prefer it slightly cooked. The goal is to keep the leaves bright green and tender, not wilted into oblivion. A small handful a day is all it takes. And yet, that simple daily ritual could support better circulation, sharper memory, and stronger legs for years to come. In a world that pushes pills and quick fixes, spinach offers something rare: gentle, consistent power. It doesn't promise instant transformation, but it does offer quiet protection, layer by layer, bite by bite. And that's the beauty of aging well. It's not about doing something dramatic. It's about showing up for your health in small ways, every day. With spinach on your plate, you're choosing to think more clearly, to move more freely, to see more vividly. You're choosing to live with strength, even in the softest, greenest of ways. Not every protector of health announces itself loudly. Some work quietly, day after day, bite after bite, just like the humble carrot. It's familiar. It's sweet. And for many seniors, it might seem like just a simple snack. But carrots hold a quiet kind of brilliance. And when it comes to aging gracefully, with strong legs, clear eyes, and balanced movement, they are an unsung hero. Let's begin where most people notice change first: the eyes. As we grow older, vision can slowly decline without warning. Colors fade, details blur, night driving becomes more difficult. And at the heart of this silent shift lies a degenerative process affecting the macula, the central part of the retina responsible for sharp, focused vision. This condition, known as age-related macular degeneration, AMD, is the leading cause of vision loss in people over 65. But there's hope. And it's orange. Carrots are famously rich in beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A, which is vital for maintaining eye health and preventing AMD. Vitamin A supports the function of the retina, helps with low-light vision, and nourishes the surface of the eye to prevent dryness and damage. In other words, a daily serving of carrots can help protect the very window through which you see your world. Your grandchildren's faces, the page of a good book, the curve of a sidewalk. And vision isn't just about seeing, it's about safety. Good eyesight helps prevent missteps, collisions, and falls. Being able to clearly judge distances or see obstacles on the ground means moving through life more securely. And that brings us to the next gift carrots offer: balance and coordination. As we age, our nervous system becomes more vulnerable. Signals from the brain to the muscles, especially in the legs, can slow or become disrupted. This is often why seniors feel unsteady, even if their legs are still strong. But here's where carrots shine again. Carrots are rich in antioxidants, including lutein and zeaxanthin, which protect neuronal and vascular tissues. This means they help keep the nerves that control movement responsive, and the blood vessels that feed your legs and feet healthy. When those systems are well supported, the connection between your mind and your muscles remains strong. You're less likely to stumble. You're more likely to react quickly, and that means more freedom. Walking across the room without a cane, stepping into the garden, or climbing stairs with confidence. But carrots go even deeper than nerves and vision. They're also excellent for metabolic health. High in fiber, carrots help regulate blood sugar and support digestion, two areas that become more sensitive with age. Stable blood sugar isn't just about preventing diabetes. It means better circulation, improved wound healing, and less inflammation in the body, especially in the legs and feet, which are most vulnerable to poor glucose control. Carrots are also low in calories and high in natural sweetness, making them a smart alternative to sugary snacks. Instead of reaching for processed sweets that spike your blood sugar and leave you feeling tired, a few slices of raw carrot offer a light crunch and a slow, nourishing release of energy. The best part? Carrots are easy to enjoy. You can eat them raw, sliced thin for snacking or salads. You can lightly steam them, which softens the texture while preserving most of the nutrients. You can blend them into smoothies, roast them alongside other vegetables, or even stir them into soups. However you choose, the goal is to avoid overcooking, which can dull their nutritional value. And like broccoli and spinach, carrots work best when eaten consistently. Not just once in a while, but as part of your daily rhythm. Just one medium carrot a day can provide most of your vitamin A needs, along with a powerful dose of antioxidant support. In aging, it's not always about dramatic change. It's about subtle protection, layer upon layer of good choices that add up over time. So when you place a few vibrant orange sticks on your plate, you're not just feeding your body, you're fortifying your future. You're saying, I still want to see the world clearly. I still want to stand tall. I still want to walk through life, on my own 2 feet, with strength and purpose. And with something as simple as a carrot, you can. Sometimes, the foods we trust the most are the ones that harm us the deepest. They don't come with warning labels. They don't taste bitter or look suspicious. They simply sit on our plates, as they have for years, quietly slipping beneath our awareness. Eggplant is one of them. It's smooth, glossy, deep purple like a jewel from nature. And for many, it seems like a healthy choice. After all, it's low in calories, high in fiber, a regular guest in grilled vegetable platters and Mediterranean dishes. But for older adults, especially those over 65, eggplant can become a silent enemy to your legs, joints, and comfort. Let's talk about why. Beneath the surface of this elegant vegetable lies a compound called solanine, a naturally occurring chemical found in nightshade plants. In small doses, solanine is not immediately toxic, but in sensitive individuals, it can trigger inflammation, particularly in the muscles, joints, and connective tissues. And the aging body is already more prone to these very problems. With time, our joints lose lubrication, our muscles recover slower, our immune response becomes more easily agitated. For a younger person, a slight irritation might pass unnoticed. But for someone over 65, a bit of added inflammation can mean the difference between walking freely and limping slowly. Between a restful night and waking up with stiff knees and aching hips, eggplant doesn't attack with intensity. It wears you down with subtlety. Solanine can accumulate in your system with repeated exposure. And if you're someone who already deals with arthritis, muscle stiffness, or joint discomfort, eggplant may be quietly fueling the fire, making it harder for your body to heal, to move, and to rest. You might not even realize the connection. Perhaps your legs feel heavy lately, or your steps are a little less steady. Maybe your knees throb in the evening, or you notice more stiffness after sitting for long periods. These small signs, often dismissed as just getting old, could be your body reacting to chronic, low-grade inflammation. And eggplant, for some, is part of the cause, but the danger goes beyond discomfort. Inflammation in the legs and joints can interfere with neuromuscular coordination, the delicate back and forth between your brain and the muscles that help you walk, climb stairs, or balance. That delay, that tiny moment when the signal doesn't arrive in time, is where falls happen. And as we know, falls are the #1 cause of serious injury in seniors. Now, you might ask, can I just cook the eggplant well and remove the danger? Unfortunately, solanine is heat stable. That means grilling, roasting, baking, or stewing won't eliminate it. Even beautifully prepared eggplant dishes can still carry the same inflammatory risk, especially if eaten regularly. Of course, not everyone will feel the effects immediately. Some may tolerate eggplant for years with no issue, until one day, the stiffness won't go away. The inflammation builds slowly, quietly, like a tide rising unnoticed. So the real question becomes, when you have other vegetables, safer, more nourishing, less inflammatory, why choose one that could quietly compromise your mobility, your comfort, your peace of mind? Because this isn't just about food, it's about freedom. The freedom to walk without pain, to stand without fear, to move through your day without the invisible weight of aching joints. And when you protect that freedom, by removing silent saboteurs like eggplant, you are choosing to honor your body and the years it has carried you. This is not a punishment, it's a shift, a gentle redirection away from what no longer serves you, and toward what truly supports you. So if eggplant is a regular part of your meals, pause for a moment. Listen to your body. Do your joints feel more tender lately? Are your legs more fatigued than they used to be? If so, consider stepping away from this beautiful but deceptive vegetable for a week, a month, and see what changes. Because sometimes, the path to feeling better isn't about adding something new. It's about letting go of what's quietly weighing you down. Sometimes, the foods we trust the most are the ones that harm us the deepest. They don't come with warning labels. They don't taste bitter or look suspicious. They simply sit on our plates, as they have for years, quietly slipping beneath our awareness. Eggplant is one of them. It's smooth, glossy, deep purple like a jewel from nature. And for many, it seems like a healthy choice. After all, it's low in calories, high in fiber, a regular guest in grilled vegetable platters and Mediterranean dishes. But for older adults, especially those over 65, eggplant can become a silent enemy to your legs, joints, and comfort. Let's talk about why. Beneath the surface of this elegant vegetable lies a compound called solanine, a naturally occurring chemical found in nightshade plants. In small doses, solanine is not immediately toxic, but in sensitive individuals, it can trigger inflammation, particularly in the muscles, joints, and connective tissues. And the aging body is already more prone to these very problems. With time, our joints lose lubrication, our muscles recover slower, our immune response becomes more easily agitated. For a younger person, a slight irritation might pass unnoticed. But for someone over 65, a bit of added inflammation can mean the difference between walking freely and limping slowly, between a restful night and waking up with stiff knees and aching hips. Eggplant doesn't attack with intensity. It wears you down with subtlety. Solanine can accumulate in your system with repeated exposure. And if you're someone who already deals with arthritis, muscle stiffness, or joint discomfort, eggplant may be quietly fueling the fire, making it harder for your body to heal, to move, and to rest. You might not even realize the connection. Perhaps your legs feel heavy lately, or your steps are a little less steady. Maybe your knees throb in the evening, or you notice more stiffness after sitting for long periods. These small signs, often dismissed as just getting old, could be your body reacting to chronic, low-grade inflammation. And eggplant, for some, is part of the cause. But the danger goes beyond discomfort. Inflammation in the legs and joints can interfere with neuromuscular coordination, the delicate back and forth between your brain and the muscles that help you walk, climb stairs, or balance. That delay, that tiny moment when the signal doesn't arrive in time, is where falls happen. And as we know, falls are the #1 cause of serious injury in seniors. Now, you might ask, can I just cook the eggplant well and remove the danger? Unfortunately, solanine is heat stable. That means grilling, roasting, baking, or stewing won't eliminate it. Even beautifully prepared eggplant dishes can still carry the same inflammatory risk, especially if eaten regularly. Of course, not everyone will feel the effects immediately. Some may tolerate eggplant for years with no issue, until one day, the stiffness won't go away. The inflammation builds slowly, quietly, like a tide rising unnoticed. So the real question becomes, is the risk worth it? When you have other vegetables, safer, more nourishing, less inflammatory, why choose one that could quietly compromise your mobility, your comfort, your peace of mind? Because this isn't just about food. It's about freedom. The freedom to walk without pain, to stand without fear, to move through your day without the invisible weight of aching joints. And when you protect that freedom by removing silent saboteurs like eggplant, you are choosing to honor your body and the years it has carried you. This is not a punishment. It's a shift, a gentle redirection away from what no longer serves you and toward what truly supports you. So if eggplant is a regular part of your meals, pause for a moment. Listen to your body. Do your joints feel more tender lately? Are your legs more fatigued than they used to be? If so, consider stepping away from this beautiful but deceptive vegetable for a week, a month, and see what changes. Because sometimes, the path to feeling better isn't about adding something new. It's about letting go of what's quietly weighing you down. They look harmless, fresh, crisp, a pop of green color often praised as healthy. For decades, green bell peppers have made their way into salads, stir-fries, omelets, and lunchboxes, quietly sitting among foods we assume are good for us. But what if one of the most common vegetables in your kitchen was quietly making things worse? Especially for those over 65, green bell peppers may be doing more harm than good. And not in ways that are loud or obvious, but through a process far more dangerous: silent inflammation. Let's begin with what makes green bell peppers problematic. They belong to the nightshade family, just like eggplants. And with that family comes a unique set of chemical compounds, most notably a group of proteins called lectins. Lectins are not inherently evil, but in certain people, particularly older adults with weaker digestion or existing inflammation, lectins can bind to the lining of the gut, triggering irritation, disrupting nutrient absorption, and setting off low-grade, persistent inflammation that spreads through the bloodstream, like smoke from a slow-burning fire. You might not feel it in your stomach, but over time, you may feel it in your legs, your feet, your joints, your ability to move freely and steadily. Here's why that matters. As we age, the body becomes more sensitive. The gut, once strong and efficient, may struggle with even small irritants. And when that irritation becomes chronic, it doesn't stay in the gut. It spills over into the immune system, affecting circulation, joint function, and nerve clarity. Many seniors experience what they describe as slight stiffness, or a weird tingling in their legs. A sense that balance feels just a little off. Toes that go numb more often. Ankles that seem weaker than before. These aren't random. They are early signs of systemic inflammation, the kind lectins can contribute to. And that inflammation does damage slowly. At first, you don't notice much. Maybe your knees creak a bit more when you get up, or your morning walk feels slightly more tiring. But over time, the signal becomes louder, and the body begins to lose ground. Circulation declines, nerves dull, reaction time slows, and the risk of falls rises. But here's the real irony. Green bell peppers don't even offer the same antioxidant benefits as their ripened cousins: red, orange, and yellow peppers. Those vibrant versions contain higher levels of vitamin C, carotenoids, and flavonoids, which help reduce oxidative stress and fight inflammation. Green peppers, being unripe, lack that protective concentration. So not only do they carry the inflammatory risk of lectins, they don't offer the full defense system that other peppers provide. That's like wearing armor with holes in it, while also carrying a hidden knife in your pocket. Some people believe they can simply cook green bell peppers and remove the danger. And while heat can reduce some lectin activity, it doesn't eliminate the problem entirely, especially for those whose systems are already compromised. This isn't about fear. It's about awareness. Most people have no idea that the seemingly innocent green pepper they toss into a stir-fry might be contributing to the very stiffness, inflammation, or fatigue they're trying to overcome. But when you understand the body's sensitivity, especially in the later stages of life, you begin to see food differently. It becomes either fuel or friction. And the truth is, there are better options. Peppers that have ripened to full color. Vegetables like zucchini, celery, or cooked carrots that are gentler on the digestive tract. Choices that nourish instead of provoke. The path to feeling better doesn't require radical change. It requires small corrections. An ingredient removed here, a smarter substitute there. So if you're someone who eats green bell peppers regularly, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, do I feel more stiffness after meals? Have I noticed more digestive discomfort lately? Are my legs and feet more sluggish than they used to be? If yes, the cause might not be aging. It might be accumulated irritation. You don't need to fear food. But you do need to listen to your body's feedback, because it speaks in whispers long before it screams. Removing green bell peppers may seem like a small act, But if it reduces inflammation, restores comfort, and helps your steps feel steadier, isn't that a trade worth making? Because every step you take without pain is not just movement. It's independence. It's dignity. It's a reminder that even the quietest changes in your diet can echo through every part of your life. Some foods become so woven into our memories that we stop questioning them. They comfort us, remind us of family dinners, feel like home. White potatoes are one of those foods. Mashed, fried, roasted, baked, creamy, golden, familiar. But as we grow older, especially beyond the age of 60, what once felt harmless or even nourishing can slowly begin to work against us. White potatoes aren't inherently evil. They're not poison. But they are a high-glycemic, starchy food that can quietly undermine 3 pillars of senior health: circulation, nerve function, and balance. Let's begin with blood sugar. White potatoes are made up mostly of simple carbohydrates that are rapidly digested. This causes your blood sugar to spike quickly after a meal. For a younger body, this spike may be absorbed with little consequence. But for older adults, especially those managing prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, or cardiovascular disease, that spike can trigger systemic inflammation. This inflammation doesn't just affect your blood, it affects your legs. When blood sugar rises sharply, it can damage the delicate blood vessels that feed your feet and lower legs. Over time, this can lead to poor circulation, cold feet, slower wound healing, and even nerve damage. That means numbness, tingling, or a loss of balance that seems to appear out of nowhere. But it's not random. It's cumulative. Add to that another concern: arteriosclerosis, a gradual hardening and narrowing of the arteries, linked to both high glycemic foods and aging. When your arteries become stiff, they lose their ability to regulate blood flow. And when blood can't move efficiently through your body, your legs grow weaker, your steps less sure, and your body more fragile. A simple fall can lead to a broken hip. A broken hip can lead to months of recovery, or worse. And it can all begin with something as simple, as comforting, as familiar as a daily plate of mashed potatoes. The danger isn't just in the potato itself, but in how it's usually prepared. Mashed with cream, loaded with butter, salted generously, or fried in oil until crispy. These additions increase saturated fat and sodium, putting extra strain on the heart and kidneys. 2 systems already working harder in older adults. Even baked potatoes, perceived as the healthier choice, offer very little in terms of nutrient density compared to sweet potatoes, carrots, or squash. They're low in antioxidants, low in fiber, unless eaten with the skin, and high in starch with minimal protective benefit. And here's something rarely discussed. White potatoes offer little support for cellular aging. Foods rich in color, deep greens, vibrant oranges, dark purples, often signal a high antioxidant profile. These antioxidants combat oxidative stress, a major driver of age-related decline. White potatoes? Pale in comparison, literally and nutritionally. Now, does this mean you can never enjoy potatoes again? Not necessarily. But it does mean that how often you eat them, how they're prepared, and what they're paired with matters deeply. And for seniors already dealing with unstable blood sugar, slow circulation, or weakening leg strength, choosing white potatoes regularly may be a risk not worth taking. Because this isn't just about what's on your plate, it's about what it means for your life. If one small dietary change could help keep you steady on your feet, preserve sensation in your toes, support healthy blood pressure, and reduce your risk of falls and injury, wouldn't it be worth it? We often search for complicated solutions. More supplements, more tests, more medications. But sometimes, the solution is as simple as replacing a side dish. A colorful salad instead of fries. Roasted sweet potatoes instead of mashed. A bowl of carrots drizzled with olive oil instead of potato hash. Each time you make that swap, you're making a choice. A choice not just for better numbers at the doctor's office, but for better days. For strength. For safety. For confidence. For the quiet joy of walking across a room, unassisted, unafraid. Because at this stage of life, you deserve food that supports your freedom, not food that slowly chips away at it. And white potatoes, as comforting as they may be, simply don't offer the protection your body now needs. Let comfort come from the way you feel, light, strong, balanced. Let your meals serve you, not sedate you, and let every bite reflect the care you still deserve to give yourself, today and every day forward. As we age, the most powerful changes rarely come from grand gestures. They come from the quiet choices, the ones we make 3 times a day at the table. Not all vegetables serve us equally. Some, like broccoli, spinach, and carrots, gently reinforce what time tries to take away: our strength, our clarity, our freedom to move. Others, like eggplant, green bell peppers, and white potatoes, may seem innocent, but quietly stir inflammation, dull circulation, and erode the stability that keeps us upright. That doesn't mean fear. It means awareness. Because every bite is a message to your body. A message that says, I want you strong. I want you steady. I'm still here for you. This journey isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional, removing what no longer serves your body, and embracing what protects it, even in the smallest ways. That one handful of spinach each morning, that cup of steamed broccoli at dinner, that swap from mashed potatoes to roasted carrots. It's not small. It's how health is rebuilt, layer by layer, bite by bite. And in that choice, something deeper happens. You begin to walk with more confidence, stand with more strength, think with more clarity, and live with a quiet pride that says, I'm not fading, I'm choosing. Because aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean refinement. It can mean wisdom applied. It can mean protecting the life you've built, with food that supports you, not slows you down. So today, as you look at your plate, ask yourself, does this help me stay strong? Does this help me stay independent? Does this honor the years I've already walked? And then answer, gently, proudly, with your fork. Because you don't need a miracle. You need consistency. You need truth. And you need vegetables that fight for you. Even when you're not watching, let your food be your ally. Let your choices reflect your worth. And let the life ahead of you be one you walk through, with strength in your step and lightness in your heart.